Hi there, Andrew here. I love to be entertained, but I have no patience. So I give every new show I watch only one episode to hook me. Welcome to Debut Review. Today I am going to watch Aggretsuko. I'm looking over there because it's on the television, where Netflix is. Aggretsuko. I'm guessing that's a portmanteau of aggressive or aggravated and Retsuko, which is a name. Like Susan or Retsuko. So the description says, and I'm trying to look past a really bright light to read it, frustrated with her thankless office job, Retsuko the Red Panda copes with her daily struggles by belting out death metal karaoke after work. I'm wondering if this is like one of those short 3-minute animes, because that sounds like one of those quick joke premises that's not going to support an entire show, but works for very short form anime. If it's a full 22 odd minute show, then I hope it does more than just disgruntled office worker sings death metal to make herself feel better about that which she is disgruntled towards, because that will get boring really quickly, especially because I don't like death metal. It is not pleasing to my ears. I believe these are Sanrio characters, the Hello Kitty company, and I have to say I'm pretty impressed that Retsuko here actually looks pretty much like a red panda. I mean, she certainly looks more like a red panda than Hello Kitty looks like a kitty. So, yeah, Aggretsuko. Let's check it out.
So close. So close. So close. It's, so close to actually being pretty darn good. It's definitely cute. It's definitely funny. It's also like 15 minutes long, so it's shorter than your regular 22-minute episodes, but, yeah, so, it has actual characters that are archetypes, sure, but they're actually interesting enough and funny and cute, and you kind of want to see where this is going. As I mentioned, I don't like death metal, just as a form of music. I don't find it pleasing to listen to. At least in this first episode, there's not much in it. Most of it is just introducing Retsuko and her daily grind and why she needs to let it all out with her death metal karaoke. The animation's fine. The designs are cute. The comedic timing is mostly on point. There's a sequence at the very beginning where she's smacking the snooze alarm on her alarm clock. That's funny because of the animation timing. So good on him for that. Although I did question why she has the alarm clock on the mattress with her. And then I was thinking, okay, well, maybe she just doesn't have a nightstand. And then the camera pulls back and there's a nightstand by her feet. By the foot of the bed. I'm thinking, face the other way and put your alarm clock over there? Maybe she likes her head pointed towards the window. I mean, not a problem. It's just, I'm like, does anybody do that? Does anyone have their alarm clock on the mattress with them? It just struck me as odd. So, let's see. Retsuko, so she wakes up, doesn't want to go to work because it's a soul-sucking office job. She accidentally wears her Crocs instead of her work shoes, and that's embarrassing. And she has to deal with people breathing on her on the subway because it's a packed subway car, and the gossip in the there's the office gossip who's just, oh, rumor, this and that and this and that. Hey, look at pictures of my kids. Aren't they so cute? It's like, oh, please go away. There's the office, not even sure what the label for the archetype is, but she is the one who pawns her work off on everybody else and just, I guess, feels she's cute enough to get away with it. She's tee-hee, oh, she's constantly doing the flighty, cute person who, oh, I'm too silly to keep track of this, but you can do all this stuff because you're big and strong and smart. That kind of manipulative person. The boss is a chauvinist jerk, and they're with some other office suck-ups. But she does have her friends, one of which is, I think, Instagram stalking the office girl who's constantly pawning off her crap on her work on everyone else. Which is creepy, but it's done in a pretty funny way. One of my favorite jokes from the episode is our three leads, Retsuko and her two friends, are going to the break room to have coffee or something, and they pass two women in the hallway who are just strutting down the hallway to their own themes. They're doing the whole runway model walk where you put one leg in front of the other, and they have their own kick-ass theme, and they're just going, wow, man, they have their stuff together. Unflappable they are. And then these two women turn the corner and the camera follows them and they stop, and one woman's like, oh my god, to be honest, walking like that kills my back. And the other, and the music just cuts out. And she says, yes, but we have to keep up appearances. I know a great chiropractor. And then they just keep strutting down the hall. That one got me. I like that joke. So I've been praising this for a couple of minutes. You might say, well, why were you so almost? A couple things that the show didn't do well, by my estimation. The chauvinist boss, who is actually literally a pig. That's appropriate. After he, makes Retsuko make her tea and then is verbally abusive to her, she goes into the bathroom and sings a little death metal interlude complaining about how her boss is a sexist, chauvinist pig and he sucks. And it's funny, but especially for a show that's only 15 minutes long, it feels like that should have waited until the end. Because at the very end of the show, some of the one girl drops all of her work. Well, she cuddles up to the boss and is like, oh, your golf swing is so great, but could you look over all this work that I have to do and make sure it's good? And then the pig boss drops it on Retsuko to do. So she's there till late. And then she goes to a karaoke bar and lets out her frustrations with the death metal. That should be the capper to the joke, the climax, the rug pull, the twist. But they do that in the middle of the show. And, it's the point of the show, it's coming anyway, but just, it feels to me, just from a storytelling standpoint and from the standpoint of setting up and paying off a joke, they just kneecap themselves by doing it in the middle because, well, now it's not a surprise that this pushover of an office worker who's obviously really irritated by all this stuff, but just keeps it bottled up inside, just lets it out with death metal. They just ruin that in the... I mean, the ghost scene in the bathroom is a good gag. Save that for a subsequent episode. I feel like the first time... I just spit, sorry. I feel the first time you see her bust out the death metal should really be the karaoke joint at the very end of the episode. That's how I feel anyway. The way I mentioned that her slapping the snooze alarm on her alarm clock was well timed. I don't feel how they timed the reveal of the karaoke death metal thing at the very end of the episode worked. It almost felt like oh crap, we only have 18 seconds. And then she's in there and she sings death metal, go. You know? There's no build to it. She just goes and then boom, she's there and singing. Again, it's the premise of the show. We know it's coming. I just don't feel that it was handled as well as it could have been. The other critique I have, which is probably going to sound odd considering I genuinely don't enjoy death metal, is there are no lyrics. Let me put that another way. When she's screaming her death metal into her microphone, it's subtitled in both Japanese and English, because let me change the emphasis on that. When she's singing, it's subtitled in both languages. Why? Because what she's singing is literal gibberish. These aren't actually produced songs. She's literally going, she's just making gibberish noises. She's not actually saying what's subtitled across the bottom of the screen. Now, what's subtitled on the screen is, my boss is a jerk, he's a sexist pig, and working here sucks. As a musician myself, I really, even though I don't like death metal, I really would have preferred that they hired someone who could actually sing death metal and actually produce death metal songs and actually have music. If you've ever seen the Gem of the Holograms show from the 80s, every single episode that I've seen anyway, I haven't seen them all, had several fully produced songs in them. Aggretsuko, it's just kind of generic metal background music with someone going, rah, 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 rah. And then they write the lyrics on the screen. And that's disappointing to me. Even though I don't like death metal. Even though the lyrics to death metal are actually really hard to understand. So I would say, even if they did it the way I would prefer it, please keep the subtitles so I know what she's saying. Having said that, I'll check out episode 2, because I actually found the characters, as I mentioned before I watched the show, it's really going to, especially if it's longer than 3 minutes, it's really going to come down to, are there interesting characters, and do you want to learn more about them and spend time with them? Because the whole disgruntled office worker lets it all out with death metal is something that would work for a 3-minute show as just a silly gag. But any longer, and, well, you've got to have character and story and stuff. And this seems like it might have that. So, I'm interested in checking out at least episode 2. So, there you go. My ever so amazingly humble thoughts on the new show Aggretsuko. Actually, it just came out on Netflix. It could have been available in Japan for years. I think Aggretsuko is a fairly new character in the Sanrio universe, so it's probably not that old. But hey, if you care, Wikipedia. So take care, everyone. I'll see you next time I do one of these. It's going to be BoJack Horseman. I'm going to watch it later tonight, but you won't see that episode until I bother editing and posting it, which could be weeks. Who knows? Bye!